question that needs an answer. And guys in the chat, feel free to do as well. We saw last week and we see this week as well. Last week was mostly CIAA. This week is mostly SIAC teams playing up and going into play the FCS schools. So again, disclaimer, Kris does not like these games. Kris no like these games.
Not a fan.
Steven, I kind of like him. But, the question is the gap in between D2 schools, especially in the CIAA, and lower FCS programs starting to close? We're seeing flashes that say yes. And I think that when these matchups happen early in the season, I think everybody should be sweating them out for the most part. We've got another one this week. Fayetteville State is going to be going up to North Carolina Central now. That's one where, and I don't know if we got that on our list to talk about or not, but Fayetteville State's kind of on a downward trend. Just the way that they've been playing. North Carolina Central, we saw how they beat up on Winston Salem State the last 2 years they played them when they became a nationally ranked team. But the first year, even that was a close game for a time being. So what are your thoughts on this, Kris? We'll go ahead and box you up. Let us know if you feel like the D2s, especially in the CIAA, are getting a little bit closer.
Well, I mean, in a lot of cases, like when you look at a depth chart, a lot of times the top level CIAA and even SIAC teams can match up against the FCS teams, the FCS HBCUs. And a lot of times it's really going to be a matter of can those teams get up far enough to sort of withstand the depth issues that they run into. I think you also see that with like the transfer portal. Teams that lose players to the portal, some of those players move up and they can do quite well at the FCS or even FBS level. And so that right there kind of tells you like the talent is there. I mean, we've even seen some linemen now that have transferred and go on to, the FCS or FBS. And that's typically where you see some of the concerns in these games is like the line play doesn't hold up for very long, but the talent's there. And so to me, I would say, yeah, I think that these teams should certainly stand up to each other. Again, that Bowie State, Dell State game will be very interesting. Dell State pulling off the win against Albany, New York, and so are they primed for a letdown against Bowie? Who knows? But certainly looks to be potentially a engaging game. And then Albany now, going to FAMU is going to be really interesting too. Because as you talked about, they do have the offense to hopefully keep pace. So
yeah, really good stuff there. We'll talk about that game in just a second, but I think that I actually got a chance. I was on the MEAC Media Day call, and I asked, you look at a program like North Carolina Central, who has seen its self-rated by the Power Fives. We had that famous information that was dropped on us earlier this season by Trey Oliver about his squad having a guy on the side from a Power Five program trying to get his running back. And of course, his running back is Jamari Taylor, who is just so happens to be lighting it on fire at UVA right now. So, those are guys that, he used to be able to stockpile. I mean, he was a backup for a long time, and he had one good year, and then now he's gone. And so now you got to find a way to replace him. And even, talk to Coach Oliver. He talked about how, they don't love the transfer portal, but they are, they do draw from the transfer portal when it comes from D2 schools as well. So I think that line is just getting closer. And especially, again, I think in the CIAA, the SIC will, which will take front and center, we'll have to see They have, I think Savannah State played Grambling last year, and Grambling got up pretty big, and then Savannah State kind of came back on them a bit as well. So I'll be interested to see how the SIAC teams hold up on this for that. So with that being said, let's talk about one of these games that a couple years ago was close. And before I forget, guys, please make sure you hit that like button wherever you are. We're seeing a lot more people in the chat than we got like buttons. So please hit that. We definitely appreciate that for you. Give us a thumbs up, drop us a comment, whatever, help out the algorithm. But back to these games. This segment is called B2A Alert. B2A Alert. It's up. It's been a long day, Kobe. It's been a long day. We appreciate you. All right, Miles. Here we go. The delay. That's the worst. All right, Miles taking on Alabama State. B2A alert. Are you agreeing with that? And I mean, realistically, what do you see for Miles in this game? I'm afraid to ask.
Yeah, this is a doom alert day all day, because this is going to be ugly. This is not going to be good. No, it's not. It's not. Andrew Body is bringing the bags. It's going to get ugly. Yeah. Ouch.
Bama State got the body. Morehouse versus Howard. This is an annual B2A, right? This is an annual B2A. Even though one year, what was it? Howard didn't score against them in the half, but I mean, they just got the B2A on them by Johnson C. Smith. And now they got Howard. Do you agree? Is this as a B2A alert game?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm pulling up the history right now of this game, and 7-0, right? Howard 7, Morehouse 0. It's not there. This is nice nostalgia type deal, but no.
Yeah, I did hear our guy AD Drew, our friend AD Drew, who's the SID over at Morehouse. Of course, Sly never takes a chance to not throw shots at Morehouse. So there is that. Morehouse and Morehouse, the CIAA and WSSU. He loves those are three that he's going to take a shot at every time. So we respect the repetition. I think AD Drew said that they have not lost to. Morehouse has not beaten Howard since 1969.
Yeah.
The year of our Lord, 1969. So the Academic Bowl will continue to go to Howard. You already know that. All right. And let's see. Also on our B2A list, Kentucky State versus Grambling State. Can the Thoroughbreds avoid being in our B2A section next week?
I think this might be a little bit more competitive than the other two, but I mean, it'll get ugly in the end. I mean, I think you see where Kentucky State, doesn't really have the defense to stand up to this, but I think that it'll be a little bit more entertaining for sure.
All right, and we didn't put this one on here, but I'm gonna since our friends over in the chat have talked it up. How do you feel about a B2A alert over in Durham?
Oh gosh! Oh gosh! Oh, this is gonna get ugly.
How do you feel about that? I mean, last week, so there's improvement. 31-24 lost to their rival, UNC Pembroke. That is Fayetteville State's rival. Because it's not, we know who's not. But yeah, so that's a competitive series. So what is there a B2A alert on there for you? How do you feel about the offense?
I don't feel, because if I feel, I would have tears. I don't feel. No, I mean, Fayetteville State doesn't have that much of a passing game. I mean, it's been a real struggle for them through the air. And and they'll be competitive against the bottom half of the CIAA, but this is just a whole nother level, and it's just not going to hold up very well. I just don't see it.
Is it though? And I would love to give Fayetteville State the business here, but again, I was at that game in 2021 when a bad WSSU team was competitive with a decent North Carolina Central team. And right now, Kris, this North Carolina Central team looks more like that team that went 6-5 than it does those other teams that, really put it on WSSU, particularly in that next year. So it may not be.
You're giving a lot more grace than I am, but hey, then again, I went 4-5 last week, so who knows? I don't know anything. It's so unpredictable, but just what I've been able to see with Fayetteville State's offense right now, it needs a lot of help, and I'm just not convinced.
So it's a straight up money game then. Okay, we got you. It's crazy, man. The first game that I did as HBCU Game Day was Fayetteville State and North Carolina Central. So it's just a little bit of nostalgia there. So we'll see. A good old CIAA battle, an hour away from each other. All right, let's see. All right, let's get to the big picture. Some of the big games before we get out of here. What on that? Johnson C. Smith. Let's start with Johnson C. Smith. Johnson C. Smith, Kris, I know you were popping bottles for him last week, but last year they popped some bottles themselves at Bowman Gray Stadium. They popped some bottles. They were 8-0. They finally beat Winston Salem State. Whoop-de-woo. And we just know we're going into the CIAA championship game, and then they lose to a 3-win Fayetteville State team, and then and then they lose to a 3-win Fayetteville State team, and then they lose to their rivals, their real rivals, Livingstone College. So there's the question of a hangover, Kris. We're gonna play a clip from Brick by our own guy Wally Pitt, where he talked. Coach Flowers talked about that. So let's see what Coach Flowers has to say.
Is experience. We've been through a lot of hype, and as you can see, apparently we didn't handle it well. But you know what? That's what we do in our program. We say you don't lose, you learn. Also, you can learn when you win also. We won the game against Valdosta State, but we learned so much about ourselves and about our program and how we go about our business. What we're going to do our best at. I was very pleased to see how we would rebound and practice with our first day back at it. One of our best days that we had. It was going to tell us a whole lot if we were coming with Valdosta State hangover. There was no signs of Valdosta State hangover in practice on Tuesday morning. Our young men, we've moved on. One of our better practices, a great attention to detail, and we just have to keep that up the rest of the week and into game day on Saturday. But we are going to handle the things that we didn't do well last year. We're going to handle them better this year. And what we told our team was if you want to be ranked in the top 25, beat Valdosta State. We did it. We're ranked in the top 25.
All right, there you have it, Coach Flowers talking about last year and the lessons that they learned from that. They are ranked in the D2 poll, not the coaches poll, but the D2 football poll, which Kris is a voter in. Kris, first off, where did you vote for them? Where did you rank them?
22.
Okay, 22. All right. Let's see. Okay, good stuff. So they're taking on Elizabeth City State, who, they're going to be playing with a lot of confidence. They're going to be home. I believe it's their home opener. No, I'm not sure if they played earlier already. But anyway, they're going to be at home. Johnson C. Smith has to make that drive. Now, again, both these schools are in North Carolina, but if you know anything about the geography of North Carolina, that's a good ride away. That's a good bus ride away. 4 hours from from Beatty's Ford Road to Elizabeth City. So yeah, I mean they could be to Atlanta before they could be to Elizabeth City. So any chance of a hangover here, or do you think that Johnson C. Smith is a well-oiled machine after what happened to them last year?
Well, I kind of giggle because I just wonder what the weather's going to be like on Saturday there. Because if it's muddy, that would certainly slow down JCSU. But really, I would say that no, I don't really expect a hangover. I think that this team is different from last year, and I do think that ECSU has the ability to give some fits. But in the end, I do think that JCSU will win by a comfortable margin in this game. I think that they're pretty locked in. So, yeah, I don't expect a hangover at all in this game.
Okay, all right. All right, then we got Albany. We don't got that. We have the game that is coming up tomorrow night, Thursday night, under the lights in Atlanta. Clark Atlanta, they weathered the storm last week and literally weathered the storm and finally completed a game against Edward Waters, even though I believe the clock was 32. I think it was cut down to 32 minutes. But they got the win. And now they get the chance to face Fort Valley State. In both games they played so far, they have not broken 30. Again, that last one was I believe, a 17-12 win. So, Kobe, if you'll go ahead and play the clip from the show, the Teddy Keaton show with Sly the Sports Guy, talking about is it a new look, Clark Atlanta? Are they defensive minded, or are they struggling on offense? Let's find out.
To be clear on something, we can score at will still, but it's a conscious decision now to make sure that we control and play football that kind of complements our defense, so they're not playing as many snaps as we're playing, and we're kind of methodically moving the ball down the field, taking our time, calling good plays that'll be able to help, make good decisions and take shots when we need to. We're learning to coach together so that it don't take a toll on our team.
Yeah, there you have it from Coach. You can watch his whole show here on HBCU Game Day on the YouTube channel. So please go check that out. Sly does a great job with that when he is not throwing barbers at Morehouse, the CIAA, or WSSU. Kris, your thoughts on this game Thursday night under the lights? ESPN2, SIC has had a number of these games over the last couple of years on the red turf, on the red carpet. What do you guys think? What do you think?
I didn't realize that the starting quarterback at Fort Valley was the quarterback who was on the CIAA all-rookie team who used to play at Bluefield State right before their coaching change. He's certainly capable, but he definitely is going to have to show that he's capable after not a great showing at West Alabama. So, certainly looking for that step from game 1 to game 2 in this one. Florida Memorial and Clark Atlanta just seems to be some kind of just like unexpected rivalry, it feels like. But, Clark at home, they're certainly going to have a more seasoned offense. And I'm really interested to see how the defense for Fort Valley responds after the points that they gave up. So, and the yards that they gave up. So, a lot to think about in this one. A lot to think about.
Yeah. It should be interesting just to see that contrast between the night sky and that red turf that they got over there. All right, let's talk about another big game. FAMU, Albany State. Now, this is a D1 versus D2 game. We did not put this in the B to A alert section for a reason. Albany State, again, the predicted winner of the SIC, taking their talents across the border into Tallahassee, where, surprise, surprise, FAMU people aren't happy They're 0-2.
Mhm.
They're 0-2, and James Colsey, the man that they beat down the doors for less than 2 years ago, when Sean Gibbs was about to get the job. They're not happy right now, and allegedly he's on the hot seat. And Albany State, not only are they hot, but they are coming in with a FAMU legend of their own in Quinn Gray. A lot of people are saying Albany State wins this game. Quinn Gray can pack his bags and head on over to I'm not gonna stop it. I'll never stop. And that Quinn Gray is going to have a in-person interview. Take it away. What your thoughts are on this, Kris, as we get closer and closer to this game?
Well, FAMU is definitely going to be looking to jumpstart their offense after the horrendous showing that they have started with so far. 14 points in one game and 9 in another. Oh, man. And is FAMU ever happy? I mean, it don't take much for those guys to not be happy. And, it's definitely something worthy of upset alert because Albany is definitely very a complete team. I think that there's somebody who, certainly has the ability to do it. And I think Quinn Gray's going to use this for an in-person interview. Yeah, certainly. I mean, he's gotten 3 seasons to build his team to where it is now. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting in this particular game.
Wow, first upset alert of the year. Officially, the year has finally begun. We got an upset alert and a doom alert. It's football season. Okay. Let's and then next we'll go up to the game I'll be at this weekend. Winston Salem State taking on Lincoln. Of course, they did get the win on the road last week. WSSU again. They never make it easy. So this week they're taking on a Lincoln team that 0-2, not anything unusual. Has struggled over the last couple of seasons, but the last time these two guys did play, Lincoln got a huge win, a feather in their cap, beating WSSU on a last-second play that had me running up a wall just watching it from North Carolina. But here's what Coach Massey had to say at his press conference the other day. Go ahead and hit that, Coach.
I don't know if revenge is the right word, but it definitely comes across your mind as a coach.
No coach like to use revenge.
Right. So you want to make sure the guys understand the importance of this game. Yes. And again, the implications: one, we'll move up 2-1, and then also the fact that we lost to these guys. In our opinion, 2 seasons ago, we felt we should have. But again, that dynamic has changed. They've moved on. We've moved on. I think we've gotten a little better. They're still a team that's on the rise themselves. So we won't take them lightly, and we understand it. And if I'm not mistaken, I think McCorkle said something that I definitely agree with it. We got to keep our foot on their neck. And I hate to say that publicly, but that's the thought process. We can't let off the throttle in terms of the direction we're going right now. Now, again, they're just the next opponent on our schedule, and they all happen to be an opponent that we lost to 2 seasons ago. So yes, we do feel this is a game we have to win. We must win. That's because it's that next game.
There you have it, Kris. Foot on the neck. Statement game. Your thoughts, and then I'll give mine.
Well, Steven, I do want to at least ask you a question, and the question is, do you believe in miracles? Because that's exactly what happened with the radio call for Winston against Mars Hill and what they were able to pull off. And I mean, man, I tell you, it was very dicey in that game, and certainly some of the play calling, man. Good grief. But let me tell you about Lincoln, because we talk about Winston a lot. Lincoln is 0-2, yes. But the quarterback, Hamas Duran, who was a JUCO transfer in, really has given Lincoln's offense a little bit of life, especially through the air. certainly somebody to be sort of looking out for as you get into league play. Lincoln is definitely trying to put a lot of pieces together, but man, it doesn't feel like the Lincoln of old, that an 0-2 Lincoln team, and you kind of feel like you're just rolling over. They've had two really tough opponents in Grand Valley and Duquesne, but they've gotten to double-digit points both times. And to me, that's pretty darn good for a slate like that. So, it's definitely not a team to be for Winston to overlook, because I think that they will certainly be a much tougher out than they have been in the past. And I think what it says to me is that the CIAA's floor is not as low as it has been in previous seasons.
I hear that. Go ahead and give me one box code. Yeah, so somebody asked why the Winston-Salem clips are longer than the others. That's because I take my behind over there and record them. So the clip is the clip. I'm sorry. It's like you said, Lincoln obviously got the better of them the last time. So for Winston-Salem State, this is the game that you want to put your foot on their neck. You want to put your foot on their neck. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen that. And, you got a new LED light show from NASCAR. It's a night game in Bowman Gray. Man, turn that up. Like, I want to see red all night. So, seriously, though, Winston-Salem State, they've had a problem over the last couple of years, which is their offense needs their defense. Their offense has needed their defense to really jumpstart them several times, and it almost came back to bite them again on Saturday night at Mars Hill, but they did have some sustained drives and, of course, the game-winning drive. And so we'll see if that is going to happen. They're usually pretty good at Bowman Gray, but look, my thing is, it's a night game at Bowman Gray. We got lights. We better use them. So we need to see a lot of touchdowns. I'm ready for a 30-plus. I'm ready for a 30-point game. I'm sorry, a 40-point game. Will I get it? Probably not. I'll probably get disappointed. But, hey, I'm putting it out there. That's what it's about. All right, you can go ahead and unbox me.
I like it. I like how you think. I mean, I appreciate the optimism. It would be nice for them to get over 30. But, yeah, they got turbo lag. They start too slow, and then they try to finish real big. And they got to avoid those slow starts, because the schedule does not get any easier from here. So they're going to need to find all the points that they can.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, and then we get to the one that we've all circled, right? This is the game that is a first-year classic, and it just so happens that Edward Waters has finally risen. Well, they had a good season a couple years ago, but Edward Waters has a lot of buzz about them right now because of the coaching change. Toriano Morgan left and went to Tennessee State, opening the door for Brian Jenkins and him bringing his good friend Eric Dooley. Who knew that was a thing? And they brought along Noah Biden. And so 40-plus, they've been giving out 40 burgers over the last couple of games, and they're feeling good about themselves. And Virginia Union, they looked really good in that one game that we saw. They already had their bye for the season, so they got a chance to recuperate from that. This game will be down in Duval. So it's a classic, but it's not a neutral site game. I do understand that Virginia Union is flying, though. What are your thoughts on this game, Kris? And who do you like in it?
Well, I think it was pretty interesting for them to take this game, and I think another reason probably why to take this game is VU does recruit in Florida. So it is another opportunity to showcase their team in that area too. In terms of the game, it's going to be another really interesting foray for VUU. They certainly got a really capable passing game. We saw Curtis Allen unleashed for 185 yards, and it was just like, try to tackle like a Derrick Henry out there. Curtis Allen's like 6'2", strong, and in the defense, right? But I would say the unsung heroes of VUU is the offensive defensive lines, and I think that's really what's going to give Edward Waters some fits. I think that for what they've been able to do, this is definitely a big step up for them. Some of the things that Edward Waters really got to clean up, penalties. Last week they had 18 penalties for 167 yards. That's not going to work. That's ugly. 3 turnovers.
We need the belt. Turnover belt.
Yeah. 2 for 12 on third downs, against Miles, and 5 of 16 when you throw in the fourth down stats as well. And then punting. You're going to have to be able to flip the field, averaging a little less than 30 yards a punt last game. That's not going to work against VUU. And so, I think it's Edward Waters is a really good feel-good story. I think that to be able to put up 40 points against any opponent in your conference is a big deal. I just feel like this is a different step up, and VUU has been in these games before, and I do expect VUU to break the tie for the CIAA to go up 1 to finish the out-of-conference schedule against the SIAC in this game. But it's going to be a great game. I'm really excited to see what does Edward Waters bring. I'm really excited to see that in a matchup like this. I think it's a good measuring stick.
Man, all them turnovers. Man, God. Whew. Man, they got to clean that up. Yeah, man. Well, it's the Unity Classic. So HBCU Game Day is one of the sponsors. So we'll be involved in that game. So two private units, private institutions, VUU and Edward Waters. Good luck to both of them. We shall see. But I think we're going to see the difference. I think this is going to show us the difference. Like when we used to see those MEAC versus SWAC battles, and the MEAC used to kind of out physical him there. I think that's what's going to happen here. So we shall see. But let us know what you guys think in the comments. Please, guys, hit that like button as well. We are getting ready to land this plane, but I want to thank you guys so much again for coming in and being a part of this. Please continue to watch this, share it. It will be available via podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. So if you like to listen and maybe you missed some of it, or you just want to hear our voices again, you can go and download it, and subscribe to our podcast. We have a lot of different things that we have on there. Chris, where are you going to be this weekend, man? I'm
at home. I'm at home this weekend. It was really nice to be able to watch multiple games on the screen for the first time this season. So I'm looking forward to doing that again and saving up some coins to go to some games over the next few weeks.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. I'll be over at WSSU. I'm gonna keep it close this week. After being on the road for a while, so really excited about it. Guys, please make sure that you have downloaded our app as well with all our latest news as well. So for myself and K Ferg, as well as our producer Kobe, we definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in. And we will catch you guys in the next video. Clean it up.